So, earlier you mentioned Western ideology, and currently we are essentially drowning in it. We consume it via all types of media, social media, the movies we watch, the music we listen to, and so it's incorporating itself into our culture and our belief system, essentially without our consent, right? So, what are your how do you think the idea of sexual liberation affects not just men, but let's look at women in particular right now and its impact on relationships?
Sexual liberation. Sexual Sexual liberation came as a result of the invention of the contraceptive. And for women, it was both a blessing and a curse. And I think we never talk about the curse side of it. The blessing part is pretty straightforward. Women were given back power over the most important thing they had, their bodies. And so, what women were not told was that with this power came certain responsibilities. And so, what happened along the way was because women were given power over their bodies, a lot of responsibilities were taken away from men that men originally had. For example, in the 1990s, 80s, in Africa, if a man got a girl pregnant, he had to marry her. If a man slept with a girl, there was a high chance he would get her pregnant, and if he got her pregnant, he had to marry her. In today's day and age, because of sexual liberation, he doesn't have to. And the reason why is because women control who they have children for. And because of these contraceptives, they have the power to do that. And so, as women are enjoying this sexual liberation, I don't think enough has been done to advise them on what the consequences are of sexual liberation. Now, today, because of sexual liberation, something phrases like body count have come into the conversation, and so guys are setting a standard that look, if you are a girl and you are sexually liberated and you have a very high body count, you are basically considered a hoe, prostitute, whatever name you want to put on it. And so, because of that, you are then deprived of things like marriage. You're deprived of things like deep relationships, deep connecting relationships. And so, because of the fact that women have overused the sexual liberation, men are pulling back on those things and only trying to give the women who manage their sexual liberation properly, they are trying to give those things to those women. So for women, sexual liberation has come with the ability, one, to choose who you have children for. Um, Secondly, it has protected them from basically unwanted kids, and also has allowed them to interact with as many sexual partners as they want to before eventually deciding that this is the guy I want to have kids with. For men, on the other hand, it has given us the opportunity to basically sexually sample as many women as we want. Because of the free use of contraceptives and because they are so affordable, as a guy, I have the ability to sleep with as many sexual partners as I can without the fear of getting any of them pregnant. And so, because of that, it has made guys a lot less respectful of sex. It has made them a lot less respectful of women. And because sex in today's day and age is so available, it has made us a lot less committed to one particular partner, because we know if so and so decides to close her legs, all I have to do is call up the next girl.
So I have a yes or no question for you. Do you believe body autonomy is essential for a woman?
Do I believe body autonomy is essential for a woman?
Yes or no?
I believe that it is.
Okay. So, don't you think that the reason why women are struggling to find this balance is because they went from a state of complete absence, right? Or essentially almost complete absence to a state of excess, right? And so it's going to just take time for them to find that balance. And as much as, yes, right now there is a lot of, excess going on, don't you think it's a warranted period in women's history for them to manage to find that sweet spot?
I think that that is a conversation for an individual woman. I don't think that every woman believes in going through that period of excess and then you sort of rein things in, because the challenge with that is it creates an environment whereby if somebody can justify their body count by saying, oh, I just went through a whole phase and I was just having fun, so now I've cut it down. If people can use that as a justification to explore the excess, then it is a justification that will still be valid even in 20 years, even in 30 years, when there are people who still want to step into the realm of excess. Because if the argument is valid today, it will be valid most likely even in 30 years. And so I don't think that anyone should be using the excuse of, oh, you see, we've just entered this period, so we are just starting to enjoy it, so let us enjoy it, then we can get to the stable bit. Because we are the ones who are going to raise the next generation.